Hey Miami Lakers, we are at the 154 Bridge Park where actually our town manager was going around with our deputy town manager, and the vice mayor just met us over here now. So we have Nelson Rodriguez with us, our vice mayor. We have Tony Lopez, our deputy town manager, very serious individual in the back over there. You see, we have our town manager Ed Pidermann with us. So this is our daily COVID-19 update, Miami Lakers. So I know our town manager, not only does he do it all the time that he drives around town, but it's actually in his contract. It's one of the very unique things that we had worked with him on in his contract to make sure that he goes out and about. So today's one of those days that he's going about, checking things out, just looking at different things in our community. But he has an update for you all, some new things he wants to talk about. Then I'll turn it over to our vice mayor for some words.
Yeah, today's briefing actually won't be too lengthy, but I just wanted to bring to your attention that the late report yesterday from the state indicated that now there's a fourth confirmed case in the town of Miami Lakes. And as we've been saying all along, this was not unexpected. We're expecting these numbers to continue to rise as more people get tested and so forth. The second thing is I wanted to remind all of our residents that now I have ordered the closure of Town Hall. Started today, and it's going to run for a little more than 2 weeks through Easter Sunday. So the first day back open will be Monday, April the 13th. It's just the closure of the building. We still are maintaining what we refer to as a virtual town hall. Almost.
Sorry, Miami Lakers. That's one of the things of doing these types of videos without the equipment holding it up. Once in a while, we'll get a little mistake like that. So I'm literally holding up my phone, and that's how we're going to you live.
Yep, I was just saying that our virtual town hall, you can do almost every service that you need to accomplish. You could do it via telephone, email. We're still answering the main telephone line of town hall. And the only thing the biggest thing that's affected are the services from our building department. We explained yesterday that permits we're not gonna accept any new permits until after we come back and reopen on April 13th. But if you have any questions regarding anything to do with the building department, you could send an email to buildingdepartment@miamilakes-fl.gov, and that email goes to several people, and you're going to get an answer within minutes if you have any question dealing with anything dealing with the building department. And finally, I wanted to just another part of our virtual app, and it's something we've had for a very long time, and I just want to remind all residents that the most effective and quickest way for you to report any kind of problem that's existing in the town is by using the town app. Using the town app, it logs it in, it gives it a number right away, it sends it to the right department to handle. So that's the most effective tool that we have. We've had it for a very long time. Continue using the town app, and you can report any issue or problem that you see in the town.
Thank you, Mr. Manager, for that update. Miami Lakers, if you have any questions on that update, anything you want us to answer, start asking it now before we end the video. I'm going to hand it over now to our vice mayor, who wanted to say a couple words to you all.
Miami Lakers, I just want to say that I've seen an unbelievable show of kindness throughout the town in the last week or two. Neighbors helping neighbors, and the folks here in Miami Lakes helping each other. Not just that they've been grateful to fire service. I'm wearing my EMS Strong hat today because as a firefighter, a family of firefighters and family of nurses, we continue to work, and the support that's being shown by the community is incredible. But I want to say thank you to folks like Publix and CVS and the local restaurants that continue to provide us with services. Those folks are working 24 hours a day just to keep their doors open and keep the shelves stocked. It's very important that we continue to say thank you to those folks that are just working day in and day out, stocking the shelves. Now that the hoarding has seemed to slow down and we can almost get everything we need in the shelves at the local stores, the social media aspect that people have been putting out on where to get stuff and where to find supplies, that's incredible as well. I'll be putting out an email in the next, hopefully today if not Monday, giving some important phone numbers in case of mental health issues and other important information that I'm going to be putting out through our town email site. Like I said, probably Monday. But listen, everybody's doing a fantastic job. Let's follow the rules. Let's stay inside. and let's order from those local businesses. Don't forget, small businesses in Miami Lakes are 90% of our businesses here in the town. It's very important. Those restaurants and those other businesses, they all deliver, and you can come pick up at the door. So don't forget that there's people out there that also need your help.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Deputy Town Manager, you got anything?
Just to encourage everybody, remember the orders that are in place. Stay safe at home, and continue to stay tuned for any future updates from our town and our town manager. And please, 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 we need everyone's cooperation as we continue with this effort to overcome these challenges.
Don't forget to sign up for our alerts as well. You can go to the town Facebook page, and you'll see the link there for our information that's sent out by social media and by text from the town. It's very important. Our staff does a fantastic job of keeping us informed of everything that's going on and everything that's sent out from the mayor and the manager's office.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Deputy Town Manager. I know we have several questions. Let me make sure that we get to them. Swanee Nunez is asking, are you planning to enforce a stay-at-home order, Mr. Manager? I know you want to explain some of the stuff that happened yesterday.
Yes, we actually issued a declaration, a stay-at-home order, emergency order. So everybody is required, unless you meet one of the criteria of going to like the supermarket or a gas station or things of that nature, unless you meet an exemption, you're required to stay at home. Our police officers have done a great job, and more importantly, our residents have done a great job. So even when somebody is straying away from what the guidelines are, officers, all they have to do is mention it to it. Everybody's been incredibly cooperative and respectful of our officers. There's been no incidents. The officers have not had to undertake any kind of heavy-handed enforcement. It's been incredible, and that order's been in place since yesterday afternoon.
Let me check out. I see some more questions here. Vanessa Valdez, can you clarify the stay-at-home alert that was sent earlier?
It's what I just said. It's the stay-at-home alert is actually it's safer at home is what the one that we issued yesterday is similar. There were several cities that had issued it a day or so before us. Miami-Dade County had also issued one later yesterday afternoon. So everybody is required to stay at home unless they have to do some essential business like going to the supermarket or going to the restaurant to pick up takeout food, something of that nature. That's it. Everybody, that's the only way we're going to defeat this bug. It's like a war against this virus. So the only way we're going to do it is paying the price now, going hard early, and making sure that we all work together to defeat this virus.
Yeah, the emergency alert system sent out a notice is what I think Vanessa was talking about, and the manager alluded to that. But that's a good way to get the information out. I think there's a lot of people that A, don't have social media, or B, aren't listening to the news, unfortunately, or aren't following the directions. So I think the emergency alert system sent it out. Almost everybody has a cell phone, and it activated, and just to let you know that it's safer at home, and that's why that alert went out.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Maria Figueroa, the alert that we all received was reinforcing the stay-at-home policy, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Gene Volk, how many cases are in Miami Lakes right now?
Yeah, just at the beginning of my comments, I mentioned it. Late last night or late yesterday afternoon, we were notified that there was a fourth case that was identified, a fourth case that was confirmed here in the town of Miami Lakes. And like I mentioned a few moments ago, it's a number that we expect to go up. The city of Hialeah, Miami Gardens, Miramar, all of the neighborhoods around us had cases before us. They have many more cases, and it's just circling around us, and it's bound to happen. I mean, that's the way our community is very fluid. We go across boundaries very easily, and unfortunately, that number we expect to go up, but it's expected. It's not a surprise to us.
More cases doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. More cases means that people are being tested and identified and being able to be isolated and know that they're ill. And that way they can stay at home and not spread the virus. So more cases going up is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that more people are being tested, and it actually allows the state to track the folks that are ill and keep them at home and start the proper treatment. So don't get hung up on the number of cases. you know, that means more people are being tested, and that's the biggest thing, is as the test centers and test sites open up, you're probably going to see those numbers go up.
All right, Miami Lakers, I see Dante put a comment out there just saying, you know, keep our fire department safe, you know, make sure that people are following the stay-at-home order, the safe-at-home order. And we also got a comment from Lilium Pinellas. Glad Publix is taking more social distancing measures. You want to talk about that, Mr. Manager?
Yeah,
what happened
yesterday there were reports, anonymous reports that came into our police department indicating that that Publix, there was just too many people in there. And I understand Publix's position. There's a lot of demand. They were trying to meet that demand. So our officers went in there, spoke with the Publix management. They were incredible. The partnership that they demonstrated right away. They took measures to fix the number of people that were in there. They actually went too far. They thought that what was intended was allowing only 10 people in the store at a time. That caused very long lines outside of the store yesterday. At some point, our police departments went back to the store, explained to them that that wasn't necessary, that the number was not 10 in the entire store, that as long as they maintained the distancing, only allowed 50% of the capacity to be in the store, that would be acceptable. And Publix has gone to great lengths to ensure that the social distancing is maintained in their store, and they've done a great job.
Well, thank you guys for participating. I don't see any other questions. You know, tune in. We're going to be live tomorrow again around this time. Some positives. It looks like the House just passed the big bill
Yes.
earlier today, so that's a big to ensure that our economy moves forward, and a lot of you see relief moving forward, so that is a positive. But again, Miami Lakers, keep listening in, keep tuning in. We're going to keep putting out information. Our folks are working very hard, from our elected officials, our manager, deputy manager, all the way down. They're working very hard to protect your interests, but keep listening in. Tune in tomorrow. Stay safe, and we will get through this together. Take care.
Do your census.